he literally acted starstruck. He then turned around after the interview and said that he believed her, that he was worried for her safety, etc. And never addressed one single point that people had about the whole Tanner's being stalked. You know, the actual valid points that somebody found that the email was from a short story that somebody had done years ago, and they found it in one search. You know, it's Pink Sparkles. He did a well-structured interview, I will give him his due on that, on a makeup palette scandal. He didn't ask for any receipts at all, because he could have redacted, if she was worried about anything, any information getting taken out of context, she could have redacted it, or he would have redacted it for her, as you do have to protect people's safety. He was pretty much on Pink Sparkles' side, said that it's not her fault, and it resolved nothing for those that felt like they were being cheated. So it doesn't help matters. You're supposed to be helping people, that's what you say that you're there for, but you're not doing your damn job. He never retracts incorrect evidence or information that he's put out there. He just slyly removes the video. What he always forgets is people download the videos and then re-upload them. He has issues with keeping his information and stories straight, especially with stories that are his own scoop. Which is, like I said, the contradictions mentioned before. And then when he says one thing, when he says something that completely contradicts that 3 videos beforehand. Like I say, Margot goes more into depth in some of these points, so I would definitely recommend her video. I think she has a lot more patience than I do, because this took me like 2 hours to do. Because I was like double checking maths and things like that. So, right, now we'll get on to the brushes. After the issues that happened with the Morphe brushes, where the hairs were coming out of the Morphe brushes, because people were asking him to do a video on it, he did a video on it, and he said that he doesn't like private labelling, which is what Morphe does. Basically what private labelling does is say I owned a company that made paintbrushes. Stick to a similar thing but slightly different. And I sold like a generic version of those. Somebody could come to me and say, right, I want to private label some of your brushes and put my name on them, which is essentially what it is. I sell a product. They then buy a certain amount of that product, put a private name on it, and then I distribute it for them. He says that he's against it, he doesn't like it. He never once cited Stephanie Nicole for this, she's the one who exposed the whole private labelling that Morphe does years ago. I'll link her private labelling video, because she does go into depth, because it's her business, it's a job that she does, so she knows all about it. And then he goes on about these brushes, about why buy Morphe when you can buy phony, where he's bringing out his own brushes. And I'm actually going to put a screenshot that I found here. Hi guys, I thought I'd jump here and instead of putting a screenshot, actually do a short little video. I have zoomed in as best as I can so that you can see it on a smaller screen. And this is just basically, I've gone into Google, typed in 32 brush set, and then obviously you've got your all images, maps, shopping and so on, more etc. Now, obviously this is in pounds because I'm in England. I don't think the exchange rate is extremely high, so I could be wrong, but there you go. So this is the sets that you can see. There's a pink set very similar to the set that John's selling, which is for $1.99 on eBay. Then you've got Morphe set, which is $35 for 18 brushes, and then there's a 32-piece brush set, including a kabuki brush, for $3.99. A Savisto set for $16.99, and these are especially this one here is very similar to the ones that John's calling phony, and this is obviously slightly worrying. So it's one of those things that it's an issue, because this is something he said he doesn't like, but he's done it. So I'll go back to my previous self now, and so you can carry on with the video. Sorry, my hair's got a mind of its own today. And you'll see me jump back again about the social blade. So be good. See you soon. Go back to myself. At the end of this section, that will actually show you how cheap you can get almost the exact same brushes for. Where he's saying, why buy more if you can buy phone, which is his brushes, which is 32 brush set for $32. That's normal price is going to be $675. Yet you can find the same ones on Alibaba for $5.88 to $10.25. Then there's ones that you can find on the shopping tag on Google, which I will put. For me, being based in the UK, I'll put my version here. If you want to know, just type in into Google 32 brush set, click enter. The way you've got your tabs like your web, images, blah 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 blah, videos, blah blah blah. There's a shopping section. Click on the shopping section and it'll give you a full list. Margot does give you a link in her video for the Alibaba page, so I would definitely take a look at that as well. He accused a company of stealing his lipstick formula that he rejected. Didn't name the source, didn't name the company, didn't name the lab, and also, why would somebody use a lipstick formula you rejected? And if they did, why would you be that bothered? I wouldn't. This is another good one. He claims he's the biggest in his sector. Now, I will disagree with Indigo on Margot on this particular project part of her video, because she put a lot of like channel banner things of channels that were like 700,000 subscribers up, but she put in certain channels like Scarce, Leafy, Philip Franco, the ones that are either social commentary or news. However, the biggest drama channel isn't John Kuckian. It's a channel called Drama Alert. And they do sometimes talk about makeup scandals. Not a lot, but often. They have known to. I will link my videos down below on the differences between the three Jarvis channels: news, social commentary and drama, because there are differences. Brief breakdown: John's a drama channel, me, Warski's Blue White, Joy pretty much, and several others are EgoCast, their social commentary, and then you've got your news channels, which is your TYT and Philip Franco. So, and Drama Alert has 2,071,936 subscribers at the point of me doing the research. It might have changed by the time I upload this video. He's completely full of himself, which really pisses me off. And has a higher sense of self and inflated ego. These type of people really, really grate on me. I'm sorry, but they do. He thinks he's the biggest in his sector. Bye. Think he's the ODM makeup artist on YouTube is shading him. Bye. And then thinking that Jeffree Star named a lipstick after him. Bye. If he was that big and that important, why have they all blocked him? Claims to be an investigative reporter, but he has no ethics. At least with Phil, he has ethics. If he gets something wrong, he admits it. He tells you in a video, he explains what he got wrong, why he got it wrong, and then vows to never do it again. All things like that. He doesn't just assume straight away that, oh, everybody knows how Phil doesn't, the odd time Phil does get something wrong, there is backlash. And pretty much the same with drama. Like, if something goes wrong, then you can pretty much say that Keemstar is going to bollock somebody, or bollock himself. So, and he's proven that he has no ethics in the past, where he'll talk sweetly to somebody. I'm going to go further into this in a sec. Actually, it's the next point. He contacted a YouTuber. They didn't speak to him, they spoke to Phil. And he got that pissed that he did a video ranting about it. And calling her a lie, which is the next point. The Gabby Show. We all remember the whole thing that happened with the Gabby Show and Rice Gum. It was a big, huge kerfuffle that happened. And it was a big, huge drama and a big, huge scandal. For those of you that aren't aware, Gabby Shaw went to Alex Wasabi's birthday party. She went with several friends, people that she knew that knew him. She went, she saw Rice Gum, she called out Rice Gum on certain things that he'd said in videos. Rice Gum didn't like it, he asked her to leave her alone. She didn't want to, she didn't feel like it, she'd been drinking. So she wouldn't delete the Snapchats, so then he grabbed hold of her phone, rough-handled her a little bit, while he grabbed hold of her phone, threw her phone on the floor and left. Now, John contacted the Gabby Show. The Gabby Show didn't want to speak to him. She spoke to Philip Franco instead because she trusts Phil. She knows he's not going to spin it. She knows he's not going to manipulate it, because that's not what Phil does. However, that's what John would do. And because she didn't email John back, John did a video ranting about it. Just to make matters worse, she did a video which mentioned it in one of her vlogs, where he'd emailed her and showed the details, didn't show his email address but showed everything else. And she took out his email address and his name but showed everything else. But you could tell it was John. And she said, she says, I've I spoke to Phil because I trust him, blah blah blah. And then she said, I've just checked on YouTube and he's done a video saying that I'm a liar. And the reason why she said it is because she doesn't want to talk to drama channels. Because Keemstar are after the same thing. She doesn't want to talk to drama channels. She doesn't trust them. And I don't blame her, especially when the prevailing opinion is people like this. Some question if he was ever in uni at all, or whether he postponed it, which he says he did in his apology video. He said he was going back in September. He went to Northumbria University, which is near where I live. It's that direction, I think. It's near, just above Newcastle. Just above near, well, it's that way, about 40 or 50 miles, I think. Is where I live, not near London, which is where he lives. And he also always shows a lot of his art. People aren't sure whether he's based in London or Northumbria or Newcastle or wherever, because he's always changing his details. Every time I check LinkedIn, there's more details about what he's based in this uni, he's based in, and I'm like, what? I'm confused. These are some of the things that people are wondering. Was he ever at uni? Was he kicked out, or did he fail? Or is he doing as he said, which is postponing uni? We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. One of the reasons why I think he's probably going back is probably due to the fact that he has got so much aggro in these last few months. And, just one sec. Yeah, I'm back again. While the other one's just uploading into my editing software, I just thought I'd jump on and talk about the analytics side of John's channel. I've zoomed in a lot. Let's see if I can zoom in just no, I haven't. No, wrong way. There we go. Right. So we zoomed in again. This is like the general area. He's what they call a B grade YouTuber. He's ranked. His rank is view rank, his social blade rank. Views for the last days is down 61% views compared to this time last month. His subscribers for the last 30 days is minus 5,559, which is 363.6%. His monthly income is between 189 to 3,000, and his estimated yearly income is 2.3 thousand to 36.3 thousand. Now that the Social Blade figures are completely wrong, I will tell you that now. They're always out of whack, but it gives you a general look. These are for probably the last 2 weeks. I lost a substantial amount of subscribers on the 11th, 12th and 13th, and he's managed to gain some subscribers since, but his daily average is minus 183, and his last 3 days is 5,559. This, I will put a link underneath the video for you to come and check this out. Obviously it does change from day to day, from week to week, to month to month, so I would bear that in mind when you look at it. I'm looking at this at 2 AM on the 25th here in the UK, so which is about, depending on which part of the US, it's either 9 o'clock or 6 o'clock, or thereabouts. So I'll jump back to myself again, and I'll see you in a bit. I'll pop it in this section. Right, here for the tea. My last John video, I did get called out for not mentioning the here for the tea, except for in passing. He claims that here for the tea told him about someone who had told her that somebody that was underage had told her that somebody she knew had been grooming him as a child. Now, there are some that question this, which I am one of those, and then there are some that believe this. There is no evidence either way, except for a recording that can be called into question. As to me, it doesn't show the context, and it doesn't sound like here for the tea, but I could be wrong. And from now on, I'm going to use this as a hyperbole, or whatever you want to call it, as it was here for the tea. Depending upon the age of the victim and where the crime happened, it could be out of statute of limitations. Basically meaning, I know in America there is a statute of limitation on rape. There isn't in this country, but there is in America. John might not be aware of that. The only reason why I know that is because I've looked at murder cases, so that's the only reason why I know that. And the fact that without knowing the person's age, we don't know if it's out of statute of limitations, because usually you can say something first. It's weird how statutes of limitations work, and it also depends on the state, so I'm not going to go into specifics. But if you want further research, I think I'm going to try and find a general database that gives you links to each state for the statute of limitations in those states. But in this country, we don't have a statute of limitation on rape. It's not also known who the victim was, who the person was that was talking to her. Is the victim, in this case, it's usually the victim that needs to say something. I do have like a skit here that I'm not going to do because it's not good. Without further information, I can't say what the police would do. I don't think they'd investigate off just somebody walking in and saying, oh, I've heard that this person is grooming this person. Have you got any proof? Well, no. The chairman said bye. Because unless you've got proof, they can't do anything. Especially if the person is now overage. They most definitely can't do anything. Because they need that person to come and say something. Here for the tea may view it is an elaborate troll comment, which to be honest, I would as well. And mentioned it to John, and she may not believe it as a true comment, as we don't know the full context of the conversation that they were having, because he literally only released that bit. We don't know if it was a true comment or whether it was a troll comment, and I don't think anybody provided away any proof either way. So, without any evidence, the police would laugh her out of the building more than likely, or without the victim themselves. This isn't a hate video. I want this platform, and British YouTubers in particular, to be great. I call out people all the time. I try and do it respectfully, of course. I want John to be the best person he can be. He needs to stop being such a dick. And people might start liking him again. And might just start treating him with a little bit of respect. He's very reminiscent at the moment of a spoiled brat that's been caught in the light, and he's backpedaling and essentially generating more and more shit to try and hide what he's done wrong. And I want YouTube and British YouTubers to be celebrated. And while we have some awesome YouTubers, including, well, he's not British, but he's based in Britain, which is PewDiePie, we have some of the best we have some really good YouTubers here in Britain. He's pulling it down for us, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. I want us British YouTubers to have a really, really good reputation, and this isn't helping matters. So, John, should you ever watch this and sit through the whole flipping thing, I recommend you. But please stop doing these, and please stop being a douche. If you need to, take a couple of months off and then come back, because the fact that you just keep going away for a week, coming back, going away for a week, means that you're not actually thinking, you're just thinking, oh, how can I spin it? Very much like somebody else. No, I'm not talking about Joy. I don't have next week's video planned yet, but we shall see. So, with that being said, let the hate comments commence. Stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you tomorrow.